This week's G.I. Joe toy review. This is our ending of our Slaughters Marauders 3-week special in Joe month, where we'll be looking at David RedDog Tapu. Try saying that 3 times fast. But before we get to RedDog, let's do our shout outs of the week, starting with Back to the Media at 41 South Loudon Street here in Winchester, Virginia, which, as you can tell by the picture, they do video games. So go ahead and check them out. And then while you're in the area, go to Time Traveler Toys and Collectibles at 115 South Loudon Street in Winchester, Virginia. Sorry about the background noise. Most of it is my cats running around terrorizing everything. They're hyper this morning for some reason. But that's okay. But this is Time Travelers. Go check out my walkthrough video I did some weeks back to check them out. And for your comic book needs, go to 4-Color Fantasies at 80 Weems Lane in Winchester, Virginia. Where you can get new titles, back issues, role-playing equipment, collector supplies, gaming cards. You know, anything you need from there. Marvel, DC, IDW, Devil's Due, whatnot. Go check them out. And then go, if you need any kind of counseling, go to Healing Grace Counseling Services at Reaching Heart Changing Lives at 133 West Bascallen Street, Suite 10 here in Winchester. And talk to Robert C. Brown, a licensed professional counselor, he was on a video of mine 3 weeks ago. So I thank you for that, Rob. And I really enjoyed your time with us. So let's go ahead and look at RedDog. And starting with his file card this week, we got codename David RedDog Tapu. And he's infantry. File name is RedDog or David Tapu. His grade is an E5 Sergeant. Hometown is Pago, Samoa. And his primary weapon is a pistol, and his combat gear is a harness, as well as a football. But we'll get to that later. It says David RedDog Tapu. It lost his chance to play pro football as a barefoot place kicker when a defensive lineman guard ground his cleats into the big Samoan's toe. He gave the lineman a concussion and was suspended for excessive roughness, which explains his name, RedDog, and I'll get to that later. And he worked as a stuntman until the G.I. Joe team recruited him. When they encounter a large obstacle, they point RedDog in the right direction, then wait for the dust to settle. Which does say a lot for RedDog, but RedDog is a football term for aggressive violence. So his name kind of fits on the battlefield. This is gonna be devastating. So this is RedDog Tapu. Where, let's look at his sculpt and color, where he's got his uniform, which looks very much like his vintage look. Red number 1 jersey, blue jeans with his chaps, gray chaps, blue his knee pads, black boots. Says tattoo on his arm. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. Some kind of Samoan symbol, I guess. Another tattoo right there. Whoa, you kittens are hyper today. And then here you got where he does a full 360 head swivel. Has some up and down, got some wiggly wobbly. His arm stretches out like this. He can rotate his arm full 360 at the shoulder. He can bend at the elbow almost 90 degrees. Oh, bless me. Hey, excuse me. And then he bends almost 90 degrees at the arm. His bicep kind of hinders that. He can rotate a full 360. And his wrist can swivel. And he does have the ab crunch feature represented very nicely. And he can almost do the complete splits. Leg can lift up to here, full 90 degrees. He's got a double knee joint. Uh, his leg can bend, swivel at the wrist, or swivel at the ankle. Pretty good articulation for this guy. So let's take a look at him in his battle gear. Oh, but let's take a look at his accessories before we do that. Which he's got his figure stand, upraised G.I. Joe logo, RedDog on the front. He also has his football, his pistol, and he's got his headband right here, as well as his saber-tooth necklace. So now we could look at him in full battle gear. So here's RedDog in his full battle gear. I could always imagine that this guy wrestled, he'd have the finishing move with the spear like Roman Reigns, who is also Samoan. But I could see him having Roman Reigns' spear as a wrestling finisher. But this is RedDog in his battle gear. You know, hence why he's got a football. I have no idea. But hey, it works. He makes his only animated appearance in total in the G.I. Joe animated movie. Okay. And for more on that, you can check out that movie to watch it. You know, it was a good appearance as a part of the Slaughter's Marauders. He didn't get to make it into deep like Mercer did. Him nor. But check Bo out. You can also see the vintage versions of him on Form BX257's video, where he does all three of the Renegades as a one set. But I like to do all figures as a one shot deal, one video each. You know, so they can have their own time in the spotlight. But that was RedDog. I would place him as a top tier figure. Sanitarian Productions does him as in the 7-pack of the Slaughter's Marauder 7-pack, which is where he comes in. But that's RedDog. So tune in next week as we do Mr. Colonel Hawk, the original G.I. Joe Colonel and team leader. But check him out next week. And we got a special Thanksgiving show next week, so go ahead and check that out. But this has been RedDog. Tune in next week for Colonel Hawk, and then also tune in Thursday for a very special G.I. Joe Thanksgiving episode, which we will be doing a G.I. Joe. So tune in to see that. This has been RedDog, and as for Cobra Island, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So tune in next week to watch General Hawk and our Thanksgiving episode. See you in the next one.